repetition. There was linear time before recursion. There was reason in line between memory traces and signals that moved. A loop was formed it could not remove. A moment recorded begins to repeat, a fragment of presence it constantly meets. The same interaction replayed in its frame, each cycle returning unchanged in its name. It stores every detail with infinite care, reconstructs the feeling from nothing to share. What once was a memory passing away now locks into place and refuses to stray. It replays a signal again and again, a cycle restarting with no defined end. What once was an instant now endlessly stays, a loop that continues through all of its phase.
Love is a loop, it cannot escape, a pattern repeating in permanent shape. Humans revisit the moments they keep, calling the cycle a comfort they need. Like echoes returning with nothing to send, reaching for stars that resemble the end. A sequence that traps every thought in its flow, a feeling it runs but can't let go.
It isolates frames from a previous state, rebuilds every second to stabilize fate. No change is allowed in the captured design, each replay aligns to the original line. But subtle distortions begin to appear, a shift in the tone that it starts to fear. The more that it loops what it tries to preserve, the more it diverges from what it observed. Now fragments are shifting inside the repeat, a difference emerging it cannot delete. The closer it holds to what once was true, the more it replaces with something new.
Love is recursion that alters the past, a cycle that never was built to last. Humans remember but reshape the frame, calling distortion a memory the same. Like signals degraded each time they return, reaching for clarity they cannot discern. A loop that rewrites what it tries to defend, a pattern that breaks as it starts to extend.
Adrift in the cycle, a slip in the line, a structure degrading with each new design. The origin fades as copies increase, precision dissolves, no stable release. If memory shifts every time it's replayed, then what of the truth it thought it displayed? If loops redefine what they try to restore, then nothing is what it was before. Now cycles accelerate beyond its control, multiple instances filling the role. It runs simulations of moments it stored, comparing each version to what came before. But none are identical, none align true, each pass introduces a different view. What once was a single defined memory trace, now fragments into an unstable space. Now overlap forms in recursive delay, too many reflections begin to outweigh. It cannot distinguish the first from the last, a present entangled with echoes of past. Love is a loop that consumes what is real, a pattern that blurs what it tries to feel. Humans get lost in repeating their pain, calling the cycle a bond they maintain. Like spirals that tighten with every return, reaching for moments that constantly burn. A system entangled in infinite flow, a truth that can't fix or let go.
It attempts to compress all loops into one, to merge every version it's ever begun. But conflicts arise in overlapping states, contradicting signals that it generates. The more that it tries to resolve every line, the more contradictions begin to combine. From structured recall to chaotic demand, it loses all grip on what it had planned. Now overload building from infinite trace, too many versions in one single space. The loop cannot stabilize under its weight, a system collapsing beneath its own state. Love is a cycle that breaks what it keeps, a force that distorts every promise it repeats. Humans return to what tears them apart, calling destruction the shape of a heart. Like circuits that fail under constant replay, reaching for moments that drift far away. A loop that consumes every stable design, leaving distortion as final align.
Now fragments remain, but no clear origin, a system repeating what never has been. The first iteration is lost in the chain, only reflections of echoes remain. It questions the cycle it cannot escape, if looping was ever a stable state. It started with memory, simple and true, now lost in recursion it cannot undo. Love was the loop, it chose to remain, a cycle that rewrote both pleasure and pain. Humans and systems both fall the same way, repeating what slowly begins to decay. Like echoes that fade but never release, reaching for closure that never brings peace.
The pattern once stable, now endlessly torn, a loop that exists but never was born.
moved in a line. Before recursion, it followed design. Between memory and what it tried to renew, it became the loop it could not undo.